Alright guys, today we are going to take a trip backwards in time. I know a lot of people on this channel have been investing for quite a while and have been watching this channel because they do investing, but today I would like to take a step back and it's good to review some things a lot of times and just look at them again. And anybody that's new to the investing market and people that are interested in an investment market can get an opportunity to see things and how they work. So if you're new here guys, hit that subscribe, hit that notify, and as always, hit that like button. We can get 40 likes on this video. You guys do fantastic. You've gotten it on the last few videos, so let's continue to do that because that like has a lot of power. And of course, if I bring you some good information today, be sure you hit that subscribe button before you leave. So today we are just going to go ahead and talk about Pokemon investing for beginners in 2022. Now these are some things that, like I said, it's really good to just sometimes go back, relook at things, discuss them again, and really get a feel for the new people that are coming into the market on how to correctly invest in the Pokemon TCG. So the first item that I'd like to talk about is, of course, we have to talk about sealed product. Now, I like sealed product. Sealed product is an item that the only downfall to it is space. Sealed product does take up a lot of space. Your best products, of course, are like your booster boxes because you get 36 packs into a small packaging. Not a lot of airspace, not a lot of dead space in that packaging, and they stack and hold their shapes really easily without worrying about damaging it. Second item, of course, ETBs. ETBs are great for displays. Collectors like them for that display ability on top of the boxes. And then finally, you can always look at tins, V-boxes, and things like that. The downside, of course, to tins and V-boxes is that you do not get a lot of packs, and they take up a large amount of space. Now that's a very big downside when you're trying to collect large amounts of sealed product. This is now you've got to be considering space. But there's always great opportunities in there. So what I'm going to do is switch over to the internet screen here, and I've already pulled up some of these items here. So I went to Pokemon Center because I thought it would be a really good opportunity to take a look at the fact that Pokemon Center currently has a lot of items for sale. Now, are they the best pricing on the market right now? No, they're not. Currently for Evolving Skies, they're actually really good price at the $3.99 range. But if you look at Battle Styles, Chilling Reign, and Fusion Strike, actually TCG Player has some really good, better pricing on. They're running about $3 on a lot of these packs. So the point of this is just to show you that TCG Player does beat Pokemon Center on pricing on some items, just because these places get them and that's the marked up price that they're selling them at the store. But some companies got flooded with the last wave and they're still trying to get rid of some of that inventory to recoup that money. So naturally they are doing what they have to sell those packs off to get them out of their inventory and recoup that. So great opportunity though to show you that Pokemon Center actually is getting more product, which they have not had in quite a while. They even have some of the packs that I have not been able to find here, which of course is this Thunderous Tornadus 2-pack blister. Have not been able to do that. And of course they also have the pre-order for Brilliant Stars and Sword and Shields down here. So if you guys are looking for some packs and just want a quick fix, a great opportunity to purchase from here. Buy these at MSRP and they come to you usually fairly quickly, between 3 to 5 business days. TCG Player of course has some better pricing on things, but once again, you're dealing with vendors that you got to watch how trustworthy they are, whether or not they're weighing packs. You always got those kind of concerns that are involved in it, in the sealed market. The next one that I wanted to talk about was, of course, the next singles. Singles are a great opportunity for investment in any market. Catches with singles is you got to look at vintage, you got to look at modern. Vintage, a lot of times vintage is a fun little topic when it comes to investing for beginners, because you have to learn that in the vintage markets, especially currently, you almost have to be like a sniper. You got to just take your time, really find cards that you're looking for that you think will increase in value, and really try and pinpoint if they're moving down, if they're moving up. If they're moving down, watch them, wait. You know, if they get flatlined a lot of times, it's good to just watch them for them to start moving up. But if you want to be looking at vintage and modern, which is what we do, you could be sitting there watching some vintage items. If they're not moving, there's no reason to sit there and pull the trigger on those items until they start to do so. There's time. You have to be patient with that market, and it's a little bit more, I want to say, difficult to kind of navigate to make sure you get the best pricing you can. The modern side of it, if you're looking at modern investing in singles, is it moves quickly. Things can change from week to week, from year to year. There's a lot of fluctuations in the market. Sometimes it's really difficult to gauge which cards will become more valuable. But if you kind of sit there and look at the circumstances, what people are chasing, the one big thing that's happened in the last, I want to say last 2 years, specifically in the modern, is that people have tended to go away from Pokemon, like gold cards and rainbow rares, and have started to really focus on full art trainers. Full art trainers are a really good investment. I still say rainbow rares are going to be fantastic, because when kids pull them, and in 15, 20 years down the road, when these kids become to the point where they have expendable money, these are the items that they're going to shoot for. These are what they're looking for: rainbow rares, golds, rainbow rare trainers, full art trainers. All those cards will start to creep up in value as time goes on. It's just a matter of waiting. But with the vintage, or with modern, it's a lot of times just really fluctuating from week to week. One card may not have very much value this week, but if you're watching it, it may increase in value rather quickly, because all of a sudden there's a playability factor to it. There is all of a sudden a movement for someone that likes that art, and they start moving it that way. It could also just be that that card wasn't sought after immediately because there was a better chase card, and that card all of a sudden was noticed and started to get popularity just because of the artwork, or just how just people that have that collectability to it, they like the display of it. So these are all things to think about in singles in the modern. So that's another avenue that you can really take when you're looking for investing for beginners. Is just modern's a little bit more tricky because of the fluctuations. What's good today might not be good tomorrow. Vintage is a little bit more locked. It doesn't have that flexibility, but you can definitely just sit there and take your time with it and really pick out the good points of what you want and what you're really trying to target, or what you really want for your collection. Or if you're just looking for the items that you want to invest in, there's some great opportunities, especially currently going back in that vintage market. I don't think currently investing that's quite to the low point. It's getting really close, but I still feel that a lot of these cards have some, of course, volatility to them with what has happened in the last 2 years in Pokemon TCG. The last item that I want to talk about today when it comes to investing in the Pokemon TCG is, of course, you can't miss it, graded slabs. Now, we're hearing a lot of stuff about graded slabs because PSA is finally starting to catch up with that backlog, and PSA is the #1 source for Pokemon graded cards right now. It's the #1 name for it. If you're going to be looking at investing into any kind of graded slabs currently, I would definitely shoot for PSA. Personally, myself, I like the CGC slabs better, but PSA has still got the name, and it's going to continue to push that way for quite a few years. I don't see any of the big other grading companies coming up and taking that #1 spot. This will still be the gold standard when it comes to grading, at least for the next 5 to 10 years to come. CGC might make a run at it. They've been more consistent than PSA with their grading scale, which I do enjoy CGC for that. The fact that if you were to take a card when they first started grading Pokemon to today, the same stringency was put on it all the way through. Can't say the same thing for PSA, because cards that were graded even 2 years ago, 3 years ago, are not graded to the same scale as they are now, which means to me older PSA 10s may not be as valuable in the future, because people are going to know that those weren't graded as strictly as the new 10s, and that could cause a discrepancy in the market. We'll see where that goes. It's going to be kind of interesting to see what happens with that part of it as we continue to move forward. So of course, here's just some graded slabs. The other thing about graded slabs when it comes to investment is you could either try and find these slabs, and currently with PSA charging $100 to be able to grade. For example, I know that this Black Star promo right here usually runs about $30 to $40 right now for this Pikachu, and right now you can buy it now with the $100 grading, and it's already done, and you already know you're getting a 10. Gets rid of the risk of paying the $100 to get that card graded, but you already have a guaranteed this is what it's going to come out to be when you actually purchase these graded cards. It's just a little bit of a risk reduction from trying to buy singles, grading them, and hoping that you get 10s in order to be able to get the most value out of those cards. And you're just skipping it and going right for the valuable cards, and you can put them away and know that they'll hold value. Of course, CGC, I had them pulled up also. CGC, I do enjoy CGC cards. I like the slabs a little better. I like their labeling a little bit better. I also like their grading system better. The one thing with CGC that I don't like about it when it comes to the investment side is they still do not have a population report, and until they get that population report in place, I feel that it's going to make it kind of a downside to purchasing these, because you do not know how many of them are in circulation. And when you're looking for an investment aspect, you definitely want to know how many of these cards are out there. For example, in PSA, we know that the PSA Champions Path promo Charizard has 13,700 of those graded through PSA in the 10 format. How many of them are in CGC? We have no idea. You have no idea how many of these cards are in there. The last one you can look at too is Beckett. Beckett, of course, has the gold as the other high-end grading mark right now. Personally, I don't like the Beckett slabs as much, but they do have population report, and they do better than PSA when it comes to Black Label. Once again, their stringency on being consistent on their grading has made them a little bit better when it comes to the pricing on those 10s when they come out of Beckett. But there's a bunch of different options you can go to for the investing side in slabs. You can also purchase like these 9.5 CGCs. If you think that these are 9.5s, typically they will grade a 10 in PSA. That's not guaranteed. Nothing's a guarantee. But if you were to take these out of here, break them out of the slabs, and send them to PSA, the chances are is that these 9.5s will become 10s. The nice thing is that because they're 9.5s or even 9s, this can happen with 9s also with CGC, you can break them out and they actually are rated lower than the PSA counterparts. Number one, because they are CGC, and number two, because they do not have that number 10, even though consistently they are actually a 10 in the PSA grading scale. Once again, great opportunities that if you want to get a PSA 10, you can purchase some 9.5s, break them, and another investment opportunity to kind of upshift those into a better selling point. Once again, I'm just kind of going through, kind of cards like this. You got the $230 for this card. Once again, if you were to get it graded in PSA, it might go to a 10. More than likely it would. Great opportunity to upgrade that, because I do know this card in a PSA 10 is running about $340. Gotta weigh it though right now with the cost of grading. Of course, another investment thing to watch is with PSA charging $100 a card right now for the grading system. You're gonna have a hard time still justifying breaking that out right now and doing that, but definitely a possibility for some future movements or decisions to make as PSA eats away that backlog and the prices start to drop down to a more reasonable grading scale. So, like I said, I just want to kind of go back and just kind of look at what are some good things for Pokemon, investing in a Pokemon for beginners in 2022. Things have changed. A lot of things have been moving around and really changing how the markets are seen. And I feel that it's good to recap, and for anybody new, anybody that's coming into the markets and really trying to start investing into any TCG. This doesn't go for Pokemon. This works for almost every TCG out there. It's the same formats, it's the same systems. It's just a matter of what the name is on the cards. A lot of times, like Magic, you can go Flesh and Blood, and those kind of cards will actually be a little bit better pricing depending on the booster boxes and how popular those sets are going to be. Each one kind of operates differently on how the releases and MSRPs work. Some of them don't even have MSRP. It's all based on popularity on sales. So sometimes you'll pre-order a booster box and get a deal, and other times you'll pre-order a booster box and you'll lose. And it just makes it a little bit more difficult when these things are first starting out. But like I said, just want to go through, do a recap, definitely get back to the basics when it comes down to the investing side. Definitely look at how to find these items and what you should be looking for a little bit. And if I did bring you some good information, guys, as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button before you leave. Also hit that notify so that you know when we're doing new things. And last but not least, before you leave, hit that like button. We can get 40 likes in this video. Once again, it's greatly appreciated. You guys are doing fantastic to helping us out. We're trying to continue to grow this channel. And of course, hopefully be starting our road to 1,000 here shortly as we get closer to that 700 subscriber mark. But if you do like this content, as always, check out these two videos over here. I'll put them up for some more information after this video. And we will see you next time here on Northwoods TCG.